Your boss does not need to tell you that you are not going to grow. All they have to do is make you wait. And while you call that patience, your boss calls it control. Your career is not stopped. It is being managed by someone who does not want to move it. Your boss does not block your growth. They manage it so it never happens. They do not need to block you or criticize you. They only need to make sure the system around you makes your advancement unnecessary for them, even if it is indispensable for you. The most effective part of that mechanism is that it looks reasonable. It looks like process. It looks like it is still not the right time. There are 5 concrete ways this happens. The last one is the hardest to accept because it does not depend on what you do, but on how you are described when you are not in the room. Let us start with the first point. Number 5. The feedback that keeps you trapped. Your boss gives you feedback, and it sounds good. They tell you that you are on the right track, that the work is solid, that you only need to adjust a few details. And you hear that and think, good, I am almost there. But the details are never concrete. Think about the last time you walked out of a feedback meeting without being able to identify a single concrete action to take, only with the feeling that you still had not arrived, only with the certainty that there was something else to adjust, without knowing exactly what. That feeling is not accidental. It is the result of feedback designed not to close. You lack visible leadership. You still need to project more confidence. I want to see how you handle more complex situations. Situations that, conveniently, they never assign to you. If the feedback never ends, it is because they do not want it to end. If your career depends on their timing, it is not your career. If you depend on their approval to grow, you have already lost control of your career. They are not evaluating you, they are postponing you. And the difference between the two is simple. One has clear criteria. The other always has something else to adjust. Number 4, the preparation that never ends. We are preparing you. You just need a little more exposure. When the time comes, you will be first in line. There is no date. There is no criterion. There is no clear threshold to cross. There is only a promise floating without any structure to support it. Months go by. You keep taking on more responsibility. You cover gaps. You support projects that are not formally yours. If they are always preparing you, it is because they never plan to release you. Your boss does not need to promote you. All they need is for you to keep obeying the next step that never comes. Endless preparation is an elegant form of immobility. How long has this preparation been going on? And what, concretely, has to happen for it to end? If you do not have a clear answer to either one, you already have enough information. Number 3. Control over what is seen of you. Doing your job well is not enough. What matters is who sees it. What matters is how it is told. The system does not promote what happens. It promotes what is perceived. You do not control visibility. It is controlled by the person who decides which meetings you enter, which projects you present, and how results are attributed. You produce the substance, someone else carries the perception. You prepare the analysis, someone else presents it. You solve the problem, someone else receives the recognition. And when someone in leadership asks who did what, the name they remember is not yours. If your boss controls your visibility, they control your future. Your boss does not need you to fail. It is enough for you to never leave their zone of control. They do not speak badly about you. They simply do not include your name in the conversations where that name could begin to be associated with a different level than the one you have today. You keep growing in capability, but not in perception. And in companies, perception is what moves decisions. If it took you years to understand this, subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell. Because what we analyze here is not motivation. It is a strategic reading of the corporate world. Number 2. The meetings where you are not present. And this is where most people lose entire years, without realizing that the decision has already been made without them. There is an important meeting. The topic has everything to do with you. Someone else goes, someone else presents, someone else speaks for the team, and you find out afterward, by chance. The first time, it looks like an oversight. The second, poor communication. But when it becomes a pattern, repeated, silent, consistent, it is no longer carelessness. They do not leave you out because you are not important. They leave you out because you are. The more capable you are, the more convenient it becomes to keep you out of the spaces where that capability would become visible to other decision makers. A strong profile that appears in front of the right leadership can generate conversations your boss does not control, and that represents a risk they prefer to avoid. Whoever is in that room becomes part of the narrative of what happened. Whoever is not there does not exist in that story. They are not taking you out of the game dramatically. They are leaving you off the board silently. Number 1. The narrative they build about you when you are not there. This is the most uncomfortable point, and the hardest one to fight. She is very good, but she still lacks the maturity for the next level. She is reliable, but I am not sure she is ready to lead larger teams. She is solid in execution, but I do not see that strategic leadership. Notice the structure. There is always an initial recognition, and then there is a but that neutralizes it, a still that postpones it, and I am not sure that makes it uncertain. Growth is not blocked with harsh criticism. It is blocked with soft definitions. Harsh criticism can be refuted, documented, turned into a plan with measurable criteria. But a narrative of not ready yet is diffuse by design. There is nothing concrete to correct. There is no clear threshold to cross. Your boss does not invent anything. They choose what to say, what to emphasize, and what to omit every time your name appears in a conversation that matters. It is not a lie. It is a selection. And that is structurally harder to fight than any false criticism, because there is nothing you can point to as unfair. You do not need a mistake. You only need a description neutral enough to keep you from moving. Your boss does not need to block you directly. They only need to give you the right feedback, promise you at the right moment, control what is seen of you, and decide in which spaces you exist and in which ones you do not. None of that requires declared bad intention. It requires convenience. It requires your stagnation to be useful to someone. And in many corporate environments, that happens without anyone naming it, without anyone acknowledging it, and without you having access to the conversation where your future is being managed. Change does not begin when someone finally recognizes you. It begins when you stop reading the system with the incomplete rules you were given. When you understand that preparation without criteria is not investment, that visibility is not an automatic consequence of work well done, that the narrative circulating about you matters as much as what you produce. They are not stopping you with a no. They are immobilizing you with a still. And if your boss always leaves you close to the next level, they are not developing you. They are parking you. When you understand that, you stop waiting. You start observing. And observing is the first thing that changes the position you occupy inside the system. If it took you years to understand this, subscribe. Turn on the bell. Leave a like if this content made you see something you had not been able to name before. This channel exists to give you the language the corporate system will never give you, so that the next time someone tells you, you are still not ready, you know exactly what is happening, why it is happening, and what to do with that information. The invisible rules of work exist, and the sooner you start seeing them, the less time you will lose waiting for something that was never a real decision.